ஈரோடு பக்கத்தில் கிராமத்தில் இருந்தேன். நான் ஜேர்னலிஸ்ட் ஆக முடியுமான்னு தயங்கினேன். இன்றைக்கி ஆகிட்டேன். காரணம் பாண்டே ஸ்கூல் ஆஃப் ஜேர்னலிசம்.
At the very outset, I would like to congratulate the graduating students today. It's a special day in your life. The degree that you have received today is a testimony to your hard work, to your determination, to your resolve to achieve what you wanted to achieve. For many of you, now you would be entering a new phase of life. Some of you might continue to go for the higher studies, but for a good number of graduates among you, it will be the beginning of another phase in your life. Technically, you would cease to be a student, though of course education and learning is a lifelong process. But formally, you would not be a student, you would be entering life. You would be earning living, you would be raising families, at least many of you, and you would chart your course in life. You know the craft of your trade. This institute teaches you about designing, technology, management. You have been selected through the very entrance in NIFT is a rigorous process. You have been selected through a rigorous filtration process, and then you have gone through a rigorous training. And now with all these, when you are passing out, I am not here to tell you about your craft. You know it well. And perhaps other seniors in your profession might guide you further if you so choose to have the guidance. I would like to just bring to your notice just a contemporary context. Fashion, call it fashion technology. It is the mark of human evolution. As the humanity has been evolving, its desire to articulate, to express itself also has been evolving. It's a constant changing process. Many of your batchmates and many of your seniors who have crossed, today you are passing out. But you are passing out at a very, very epochal moment in our national history. Today, I would like you to just to leave a thought with you, to be conscious of this, a special moment in the history of our nation. Today, our country is not what it used to be some years back. We are moving forward. The country is moving forward with a resolve, with a determination, and with a sense of destiny. We all know that we have entered the Amrit Kal of our history. The next 25 years are going to be very, very crucial. Our country has been progressing in the past too, ever since the British left. But the progress, the pace of progress as it had been in the past will not be sufficient. We have to move fast. We have to reach our destination within a timeline. And the timeline is next 25 years. By the time 2047, our country would be celebrating a centenary of its independence. All of you graduating students would be at the helm of affairs, at the peak of your life, peak of productivity of your life, as well as holding important positions wherever you would be. The goal that the country has set in is a self-reliant, developed country, self-developed, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now, each one of you need to be conscious of this. Many of you would have got your placements already. Those who have not would be exploring it further, what to do next. Those who have got your placements would further examine whether that is your destiny, or you need to think of something more. Those who have not, you have a potential space to explore. In your journey of life, bear in mind that you are a part of, you are uniquely positioned that you are a witness and a participant both to our nation's journey. You are a witness of the history because you are here. And you are a participant because it's your contribution that would make the country reach its goal. This country was not, as it has been, made in the last couple of centuries. You are in textile, you do the fact, it is within the, under the textile ministry. You should be knowing that until the 18th century, we were the largest textile producer in the world. Go back in history. Herodotus, who is considered the father of European historiography, 400 years before Christ. In his book, Historia, that is how the name history subsequently came out to be. Historia, he writes, in India, sheep wool grows on plants because Europe didn't know cotton. They didn't know. For them, they thought that it is only the product of animal, that the sheep's wool. The fact that this gentleman writes that sheep wool in India grows on plants, it tells you a lot. Roman Empire, a very, very flourishing empire at that point of time. And they have made it memorable through making many serials, many films about their valor, about their greatness. But how many of us know that the Roman Empire, for entire aristocracy, the whole desire, the garment, the dresses went from this place. In fact, those of you who have read Shakespeare's drama and history of the Roman Empire, you might have heard the name of a person called Cicero. He was a Roman consular in the 1st century BC. When the Roman economy, the budget was being discussed in the council, Cicero at the time was sitting in the opposition. And he raised the point, how can we improve our economy? 20 million gold coins from Rome goes to India for buying the garments, the clothes for decorating our aristocratic women of Rome. 20 million gold coin used to come every year from the Roman Empire. That was the trade. In India, we don't have the gold mines, and yet we all have heard that India was a sone ki chidiya, a bird, a golden bird. Where from? The gold was essentially, it was coming to India by trade. And the textile was, and the fabrics, the designs, the garments were the one which were in demand all over. Even in China, it is historically established. Muslin, how many of us we know that the muslin that we call it, muslin, its name comes from Machilipatnam, which is a port on Coromandel coast in Andhra Pradesh today. It was the port from where the garment used to go. And that is how the name came, muslin. In 17th century, many of the European countries, they had launched something like a Swadeshi movement, as we had started in our country, boycott Indian clothes, because it is destroying it is creating a lot of trade deficit. Indigo, which was a part of the garment coloring dyeing, very important ingredient. It was again one of the products, export products. And the person who created synthetic indigo, Bayer, German chemist, he got Nobel Prize in 1905 because they got something which would help them reduce the balance of trade with India in terms of textile. And in the citation given, in the Nobel citation given to Bayer, it is written, indigo is a very complex dye which has so far grown on the banks and valleys of Ganga, river Ganges. In fact, when the British came, one of the reasons why when we had started having the food crisis was they started compelling the farmers to go for indigo plantations instead of food crops. And that created a lot of food scarcity leading to famine, which Mahatma Gandhi launched the first movement against the British, against this atrocity of the British who compelled the farmers to go for indigo cultivation instead of food crops. Now, why I am saying all this? This is essentially to tell that, look, for over 2,000 years, we were the master player. We dominated the textile, the garment, global market. Today, our share has shrunk significantly. We are trying to we are setting up some modest targets to achieve. I think you all graduates, you need to think of how, because after all, the garment is something, the textile is something which every human being needs. There is enormous potential for creativity. How to make it? How to make it more attractive? How to make it more marketable? How to capture the global market? You know, I was going through the brochure given to me by your director. A lot of activities are happening there. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, you have celebrated. You have created beautiful tricolor rangolis. You have also written slogans. Beautiful, indeed, commendable. But can we do something more substantive? You are creative. Can we also be explorative? In this country, if you explore in design, in native creativity, it is enormous. Whichever region of the country you go, you will see the native creativity. And if you go to the area which has been a little behind in prosperity in terms of development and all, you find far more creativity there. Because with the development, with the prosperity, people have started moving away from those activities, those economic activities, which had sustained them for a very, very long time. You go to our Janjati areas, tribal areas. You go and see them. Stunning designs that they have. I tell you, I was in Northeast for some time. I don't know how many of you have gone and visited the Northeast to their and gone and met the people. See the community, visited the villages, and see the designs that they create. Every Janajati, every tribe, sub-tribes, they have stunning designs. The women there, the kind of weaving that they do. The whole world of the native design is waiting to be explored. I don't know how many of you have gone to Nagaland. Each tribe, even the shawl that they give you, beautiful, so intricate. It is unique. Not only tribe, sub-tribes. There are hundreds and hundreds of types of shawls that they make. Native design. There is a village, and there are many villages like that. In a place, fake district of Nagaland, Chizami. I don't know how many of you have heard the name. Chizami weaves. About more than 500 households, they do the design. And designs are intricate. I tell you, all this that we see stands nowhere close to that. Have we done to go close to them and see how they are doing it? What kind of talent they have? What I would urge the graduates today is you don't have to follow the beaten track which has been followed by your predecessors. In all fields of our life, our young men and women are experimenting. Innovation, entrepreneurship is the order of the day. Our young men and women are building rockets, launching satellites, building varieties of drones and whatnot. In field of science and technology, they are doing enormous work. Till about a few years back, we had less than 500 startups. Today, we have more than 80,000 startups in this country, and more than 120 of them. There is no reason why in the fashion industry, in the fashion sector, we cannot do so. I know there are a lot many people are doing it. I think we need to do more. My appeal, my urge to the graduating students would be, take risk. Don't get intimidated by the uncertainty of the future. Today, the entire entrepreneurship ecosystem in the country is such which is encouraging our entrepreneurs, potential entrepreneurs. Because the fundamental paradigm of governance has changed. Until the coming of the present national leadership, government used to be the Maibab, used to be the one which used to guide. Country is much larger than government. This is a country of nearly 1.35, 1.4 billion people. There is so much creativity, there's so much talent, there's so much energy which is latent in this large population of ours. We have to create the conditions conducive for them to unleash their talent and harness. And those conditions are being created. It is only because of that, in less than just a few years, from 500 we have crossed 80,000. Because today, our young men and women are taking risk. They are not afraid of failure. They are not afraid of setbacks. And never be afraid of setbacks. Life is not a journey of continuous success. No journey is a continuous success. I have failed a number of times in my life. The only difference is I didn't let my failure defeat me. It's a learning experience. It's highly enriching. Move on. Create something new. Explore something new. Dream large. Because you will be as big as your dreams. If you dream small, nothing will make you large. Nothing will make you big. But if you dream big, nothing will stop you from achieving your dream if you put in hard work behind that. So, I would urge all the graduating students here to dream big, work hard to fulfill your dream. Whatever you do in your life, in your career, keep that consciousness in your mind. Keep that in your consciousness. That while you are developing, while you are growing, you are prospering, your prosperity, your development goes into the development of the country. You don't have to do anything extra for the country. You prosper wherever you are, whichever field you choose, whatever career you adopt. Do well, excel. If your potential is to excel, don't get stunted. Because if you remain stunted, it is your loss, your family loss, it is the nation's loss. You grow, and the country grows. I wish you all the very best in life and career. I congratulate your parents who have contributed so much with their hopes and expectations in you. Fulfill them. Fulfill your dream. All the best. Thank you. Jai Bharat.